this Urgot thing. We talked about Urgot earlier in the show. They could actually go back to that because there haven't been any like recent balance changes to Urgot. He's still very strong. It doesn't really fit CLG's style of protect double lift. We only have 2 threats thing that everybody's been on about, but maybe they want to switch it up.
Did he play at any game outside of this first match? I mean, I know he used to play it in Korea when they were in the OGN,
he played it a lot.
Did he play it any more in the NA
A lot
LCS?
in Korea. I don't know if he played any more in the LCS. It was definitely Marn used it a few times.
Yeah, that's how they got into the LCS.
It kind of reminded them. They're like, oh yeah, Urgot. We can just play like bully any lane with that. So that would be something that they might want to swing back to, but it looks like the Renekton and Shen ban's going to follow that up. So they're all going with these top lane bans. They want to ban out Dyrus, it looks like.
Yeah, Taric, the final ban, of course, being taken out. The picks and bans getting underway. What will the first pick be here? What are we thinking they're going to aim for? We saw Malphite yesterday. Elise is available. There's a lot of champions out there that they could choose.
That Caitlyn that you talked about is up, and Vayne's already banned out. So if Double Lift only feels comfortable on those 2 right now, because those are the only 2 he's been recently practicing, then I'd expect them to grab a Caitlyn right now. But this is CLG, and they do have sneaky strategies usually panned specifically for TSM. So this could be anything. Like maybe we'll see Hotshot want some redemption on Galio.
Maybe
Control that
just
going
to throw that one out there as well, maybe Malphite, who knows. Of course, we will be getting picks and bans shown to you guys on the screen in a moment. Obviously, there's an issue, which is where you can see our beautiful, lovely faces. Well, not so much mine, but look at Kobe. Isn't he beautiful? We are getting things, and the first pick comes in. It's Jarvan, of course. How do we not count for that one?
He's one of the main bruisers. We're talking about these bruiser junglers that have become so popular. Vi was nerfed. Xin Zhao was nerfed. Jarvan hasn't been nerfed that hard yet. I mean, on live, he doesn't have the armor aura from his flag, but this is not the live patch. This is before the armor aura nerf. So he still has that. Meanwhile, we saw, okay, they're going to remake the lobby, but if you guys wanted a little sneak peek of the 2 first picks, it was Thresh and Draven, which is one of my favorite lanes. I love Thresh in any aggressive duo lane because you get complete control over collecting all the souls. It just makes you feel so good when you get every single soul that pops up, and Draven is really the epitome of an aggressive bottom lane. Early on, he just bullies everyone with that huge attack steroid.
And Nat was doing something earlier on that we probably won't get to see in this game, but I never even knew you could do it on Thresh because I've not played him that length of time, but he double stacked. He'd gone plus 250, gets the new little icon on there, and you just keep on going.
That's pretty funny when you, what is it called? Engorged Soul or something like that.
Engorged Souls.
It's pretty good. That's definitely a buff you want to see if you are Thresh. That's really in the very late games when you're having a lot of fun.
We'd be at possibly 70-minute games, I think, to try and reach that limits. But you never know. If Edward was here, maybe he'd clock it up a bit quicker. Who knows? But Champion Select will be getting underway in just a few moments. We're obviously just having a few technical issues, of course. Getting that underway. We need to see the game first, guys, so we're not going to start without it, because who wants to miss TSM versus CLG? Of course, if you are at home and you are watching, tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your parents, say, hey, this is esports and this is a big game. This is the oldest rivalry in League of Legends as it stands right now. Counterlogic Gaming, a team that really was placed in your heart a long time ago as one of the former junglers. We've had another former jungler since then who's currently top of the league, St. Vicious on Curse now. What is CLG going to do? Because they're currently residing in 4th place in the league. How are they going to drag themselves up here? I mean, obviously beating TSM, it's a very good start for that.
I mean, I don't know where they want to go from here. Maybe switching out their players so much isn't that good of an idea. They should probably stick with one core group. We've heard Gambit talk about this a lot. A lot of these older teams and EG now, they were talking about how you get a little advantage from staying with the same roster the whole time. Surprise, surprise. This is a team game. You guys will play better together. And CLG are really known for just benching people. Bad performance, bench. You don't fit with Hotshot, bench. Like, something's going to come up. They're going to switch up the lineup on you.
And the irony is, of course, they're up against Team Solar Mid, who are currently undergoing a roster change, potentially. It's only a substitute, only a temporary situation. But, you know, to change your main AD carry coming into a match against Counterlogic Gaming, your oldest rival. It's a big deal.
And it adds so much to this matchup, too. I'm sure everyone's looking forward to the drama. People just love the drama online.
We all love drama.
With Chaos talking and Double Lift talking to each other, they've really been exchanging some fairly harsh words, actually. So it'll be interesting to see if Double Lift crushes Wild Turtle. It'll kind of be good for Chaos because Chaos will be like, oh, you guys need me back because I would have done much better. But then it'll make Double Lift look good, and Cax will be like, oh, you're actually pretty good.
You're actually pretty good at this game, of course. It wouldn't be Murker without a bit of drama.
Yes.
But we are getting things, and there you go. So there's the Jarvan pick. Draven was locked in, of course, and Thresh is also going to be locked in there. So next two picks going to be coming out from Counter Logic Gaming. Will it be Zed in the jungle? No, it won't be. That would be a mid laner, possibly. Could that be Link? Has Link pulled that one out before?
He has played Zed before. I loved Nick Wu's Zed. So
Yeah.
we're a little bit spoiled in that we saw this amazing Zed play. I love that one where he just walks up, too, and double kills Wild Turtle Egg Special out of nowhere. He uses the champion so well. I like how he rushes the Blade of the Ruined King as well, because item damage actually works with his Deathmark ultimate as well, and so it doubles the effectiveness of that active on people. It's a really strong combo.
So Ezreal Leona has been locked in as the duo lane for Counter Logic Gaming, which does mean it's going to be Ezreal. He's a champion that he was questioned on, which he's going to be going for that one. We've seen a couple being picked up by Wild Turtle here. What's he going to settle for? Currently, Xin Zhao, the Winged Warrior, is selected. Not quite the crazy Winged Warrior of Kale, who is actually available in this game, so hasn't been selected just yet. Rumble in that top lane. It's a champion that we've seen Dyrus on. Zed, like you mentioned. I mean, do you think they all kind of watched InSec and went, damn, we need to learn this champion?
There's not a lot of jungle Zeds in North America right now, but top lane and mid lane, he is still super popular. I like him in the jungle just because in solo queue, you're like, I'm taking all the farm, I'm going everywhere, and he clears waves so fast, you can do exactly that. It really is pretty much Insect's playstyle too. He likes to shove those towers early, and it works out well in this new meta. So with getting Zed and Xin Zhao, I'm going to have to say Xin Zhao's going to be the one in the jungle. Zed's going to be in one of those solo lanes. Probably Reggie, actually. He's pretty happy with that Zed in the middle. I've seen him a lot in solo queue. So
it suits his, the aggressive playstyle he's always been known for.
Yeah, I think that Dash will go a little bit more tanky champion. He hasn't played too many assassins in that top lane. Meanwhile, in CLG, anytime you have Leona, tower dives become an option. That's really part of her playstyle. And so we'll have to see how aggressive Aphromoo can be, and if they're able to manage that tower aggro well.
Holding off over a couple of APs here. They have locked in Karthus. We'll see how that works. They've locked in Orianna as well, so that means it's going to be a double AP strat coming out from Counter Logic Gaming, which does surprise me once they went for Jarvan.
So I think they're going to pull some switches around in the lanes here. Probably going to have Karthus going 1v2 maybe. They've actually done that a lot, and he's pretty good at farming from a long ways away. He can't really defend against tower dives, though. It's just kind of his weakness. He's really squishy early, especially if you build mana like Marn were doing when they kept picking him. So you definitely have to watch out for that. If the jungler roams down early, too, they can make an easy dive on Karthus for a first blood. After he dies, of course, he can still put out the damage because of his passive, so there's a little trade-off there.
So surprising that despite Kale being allowed through, hasn't been banned out, the most banned champion in the North American LCS, hasn't been picked either, and it's Rumble, the final choice that came out from Dyrus.
So the Kale, it was interesting that she was the most banned because we said, what is a 38% win rate when she was picked, actually?
Yeah.
And that's because like a lot of these teams, if they don't play her very well, they're just picking her anyway to like take it away from mainly Dignitas.
Yeah.
But both of these teams are like, okay, we don't know how to use her fully, so we're just going to stay away from that. But the interesting thing, Double Lift didn't pick Caitlyn. Caitlyn was available, so everyone who was saying, you know, Double Lift only has 2 champions nowadays, looks like he considers Ezreal up there as well.
But he may be thinking it towards Draven, or is he thinking he's going to be in a different lane? I mean, the fact that you pick Leona in there, you're going for a kill lane, surely.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many options. I think that CLG are probably going to switch up the lanes because we have Hotshot on the Karthus with Teleport. Hotshot's a really big fan of 2v1 lanes. We actually used to do that way back 2010 when I was playing, and Hotshot would always do Cho'Gath with Teleport. It was like, yeah, it'll be great. I can 2v1, and then their 2v1 won't be ready for it. So he's probably going to be going heads up right there. They don't want to have him versus Rumble. It's pretty hard. Rumble's very aggressive early, so Dyrus probably would get the better of Hotshot even if Hotshot uses runes.
Even if he does use runes. What are we seeing in forms of team fight potential here? Because obviously with the Jarvan, with the Orianna, diving in Cataclysm, pull the Shockwave ball, it could really get them all lumped in towards that Cataclysm area.
They have a pretty good ball delivery system that we
Yes.
always talk about. Jarvan can get in there. Also, with Karthus, he always wants to be in the middle of a fight anyway, so that when he dies, he can keep his Defile up, keep that AoE damage around the rest of the team. So even if he could get in there, maybe with Flash in with the ball or something like that, they have a pretty good AoE heavy team here for late game. So it looks pretty good for CLG. I'm interested to see how their lanes stack up.
Well, we are about to get underway. You can see the screen behind us showing the game is underway, and Counter Logic Gaming as the blue team and Team Solo Mid as the red are getting things underway. The second time they've met here, and we are into week 6, so they have another 2 meetings to come. And I believe next week is another clash of titans between these two. But let's see how this one works out, of course. Counter Logic Gaming, they won despite not having runes on Hotshot last time around. Maybe that's a needle point for Team Solo Mid. Of course, Team Solo Mid using Wild Turtle, not Chaos this week. We'll see if that turns things around. Of course, that ball getting on towards the odd one. Team Solo Mid, CLG well aware that they're invading, but they just do not care.
They keep on throwing balls, flags, wards over the top. TSM continue with their invade. They know what they're doing, and they feel very confident in their level 1s. And you can tell because Rumble, aggressive early lane. Draven Thresh, aggressive early lane. That's going to win. And Zed is kind of a 50-50, but he's got a red pot. So Zed's also probably going to win his lane. They went for a very, very strong laning phase right here. Xin Zhao can put out a lot of pressure early. All he needs is his Audacious Charge and his Talon Strike, and he can pull off a successful gank.
Well, they put that ward down and made sure that CLG knew they were putting that ward down on the blue. Trying to see whether any pink wards would get thrown towards it, but they're not. Anything crazy coming out between these two. You can see Reginald has started out with that Fortitude Potion, whereas Crystalline Flask for Link. We'll see whether they do face each other in that lane. And Counter Logic Gaming, well, they're going for a late invade here.
So there's a ward at the blue buff bush. It's not very deep, but it should give them the vision that they need so that Wild Turtle and Xpecial don't get caught here.
Reggie's going in towards Hotshot GG on that blue buff. He's going to sneak around. He knows it's still only one there. Oh, yeah. Reggie passed by that ward. That's going to warn him. They're going to back straight away.
So that was a really good ward by TSM because they know that Hotshot is going for that 2v1. He was expecting a switch here from TSM. So TSM, not only do they not give them the 2 versus 1 and don't switch, they send Dyrus up there, but they also deny that blue buff, which would help Hotshot lane against Rumble. Now it's going to be fairly hard for him. Hotshot's just going to try and farm from far away here with the lay waste because, like I said, Rumble can put out so much damage early with just a couple of spells.
He's going to be very careful he doesn't get caught out by some of those harpoons. The odd one, of course, trying to redirect around the ward, immediately gets pinged out. They know he's going there. Reginald passes by as well, so fully visible to Counter Logic Gaming right now, and they're saying, whoa, they might be going towards the Tribush. Hotshot, you have to be ready and waiting to get the heck out of there.
Hotshot is still level 1, so if they do this tower dive, Reggie level 3 going for it.
They're going for it, but they're going for it down the bottom as well. Aframu is going to go down. First blood comes out. It's Wild Turtle that picked it up, and now the top lane, they're diving up towards Hotshot G. Reginald's going to pick that up, and the tower aggro didn't even get near him. Beautifully played by Team Solo Mid, top and bottom.
Simultaneous 3-minute ganks right here. This is a new thing. Like, people say TSM does not innovate. Everyone had been doing the early 3-minute tower dive. Okay, so that's not anything new, but they did it both sides here. And then again, Double Lift now going to go down.
He's going to go down. One more hit. It's Xpecial that picks it up, and that's both the duo laners taken out there by the double lane, the new duo lane of Team Solo Mid. They are losing a lot of health on towards that mid turret. They're going to pick up the blue buff, take that away, and it is going to be the odd one that smites that one, so taking it off from Hotshot GG, who has only just hit that level 2. So mid turret taken down, half health.
And yeah, so CLG tried to answer right there by taking out this middle turret. They had Jarvan over there, put as much damage as he could, but TSM, huge lead right now because they weren't able to finish off the turret. Aframu taking a lot of damage even under the turret. You can tell Wild Turtle's aggressive playstyle has really infected the rest of TSM. They're all feeding off his energy.
It seems to be working very well. The fact that he's got that 1 kill, 1 assist is going to help them hugely in that bottom lane. Hotshot GG back in his top, trying to keep them layaways up to level 3, but you can see already he's a level behind on Darius. He's only just hit 3, and Reggie going for it again.
And also, we have to note, Choster went over the Dragon Wall down bottom. We didn't look at that. Reggie going in for Hotshot once again. Like I said, the early tower dives.
Tower aggro, very well educated there, working it nicely. Hotshot, and Reginald's still not getting hit by the tower. You can see Dyrus just working it, tanking out that tower damage. The last hit's going to come in towards Reginald. He's not going to take him down, and he backs off again.
Great tower aggro management right there, and I said it in the beginning, like you could just dive over and over Karthus because he's so squishy early game. TSM not giving up anything here. The middle turret might go down if they can scare off the odd one. No.
No. Odd one's going to come in and keep them off that turret. Of course, Chowster and Link, it's affecting their entire game. Link obviously going to continue on trying to farm out, and it is working for him. He's got double the farm of Reginald, but Reginald already got that kill and assist. The Odd One doing what he can to protect this turret right now. Chowster has also been interrupted. You can see he's only got that 9 CS so far. He's fallen behind the Odd One, and the Odd One's also picked up the kill as well. So as it stands, massive lead being built up by Team Solo Mid. Can they snowball it just like Dignitas did against CLG yesterday?
Here we go. We have Aframu going in for a kill.
Going straight in is going to be Aframu tanking up that turret. He went for the kill lane, but he gets pulled in by X Special. It's Aframu going to go down, but could Double Lift turn this one around? One more hit, and you can see the power. The barrier works out. It's a double kill for Wild Turtle.
Outplayed. Very nice there. They do get the advantage, and now Wild Turtle also gets free farm down here. The CS lead is even more important.
I like the ironic grin on Double Lift's face as that happened. He's just like, yeah, that just happened. You got me with the barrier.
Very
of course,
well
he had
played.
Used it in the first play. Chowster's sitting around this mid lane, but Reginald, he's going to be so hard to pin down. He's still got Flash available, and in itself, you know, it's just such a slippery character in Zed, and there you go. Look at that. Didn't need to burn Flash, didn't need to burn anything, just pops away.
So props to Wild Turtle for playing well right there, but also you have to shout out X Special. I mean, the Thresh hooks just being so key, getting them that early lead down there. 2 kills were set up by him. Very nice. And the repeated pressure onto Hotshot. After they burn his flash, they burn his teleport, they went up there again and really set him behind. So now Dyrus can just run all over that top lane.
Look at that. He's returning to lane with a BF sword and double Dorans. That is going to spell danger for Double Lift. He's got the Vampiric Scepter, but that lifesteal's not going to help when there's a BF sword bouncing off his noggin and really forcing him back. As it stands, though, you can see, look at this tower. It's taking the damage. Hotshot is going to be able to farm. He's had that past that horrible, scary moment of being completely farmed out the game. Or has he?
Again, Odd One returning to this top lane. Hotshot does have his flash up now, though.
Well, Double Lift and Aframu, they know they really need to get some farm going. Aframu, the Odd One is passing by a ward, so Hotshot already aware and saying, oh, I need to start backing off very quickly here. And I think this time around, TSM are going to be happy to take the turret rather than Hotshot.
Yeah, after a point, you know, the gold just decreases and decreases if you kill him over and over. It's only 2 deaths right now, so not too bad. Hotshot's still worth a decent amount of gold, but the turret going to provide a lot more of an advantage. And they actually need Reggie to stay mid a little bit more now, so he doesn't get too far behind in the CS. He made them get a great lead in top, and it was only at the cost of being around, you know, 20 CS or so. So they'll definitely take that one, but he can't fall too far behind.
Yeah, there is Dyrus and the Odd One working down the turret. That's going to be the first turret of the game. They should take it this wave. You can see the Siege Minion quite happily tanking out the damage. So, big gold advantage building here. It's a 4,000 gold lead nearly already by Team Solo Mid. We do see Chowster heading down the bottom. They need to try and level out this bottom lane if they can.
So it'll be interesting to see if they can actually turn this one around.
Oh, he's going to walk straight in there. There's going to be the ultimate coming out from Hotshot as well. Wild Turtle taking low with the lanterns, not quite enough. And Chowster tried to slide through. X Special couldn't quite catch on. Nice thought from TSM, but a good revenge kill from Team Solo Mid there. It does give a big chunk of gold back to Double Lift.
Yeah, that was a good try. Exactly how you're supposed to play the escapes with Thresh. Send your AD carry one way. Draven has no escape of his own. Tried to make use of the lantern. Couldn't quite get it there because there's too much damage, and a nice stun from Leona, able to lock him up long enough.
So let's have a look towards his top lane. We can see Hotshot did just pull out that Requiem. That gave him the assist kill. He has, of course, had to go with the cloth armor, despite the fact he is technically up against an AP champion. That's mainly for the fact that Reginald and the Odd One have been coming in and beating him around the backside with their long poles. And here comes Dyrus coming around the side again. Getting in towards that blue buff. They have the timer because they took it the first time around, and Hotshot really needs this one. If they can go... Oh, he couldn't try and steal it. Yes, he did. I think he got it with the equalizer. No,
wow.
Link came around and got it.
Yeah. And that was really ballsy there by Chowster, I have to say. Still going to keep going for it. He actually used his smite.
They're going for Dragon.
And Link got it. Now that they know his smite is down, there's no threat to steal. So that at least they got information out of that. He wasn't a successful steal by Dyrus, but they forced Chowster to use his smite, and they go grab that dragon.
This is going to keep that gold lead stretching further and further. Dyrus farming out a great big wave as well in this top lane. That's going to give him a bigger advantage over Hotshot GG right now. 64 CS already. You can see building up nearly a 20 CS advantage, surpassing a 20 CS advantage. So that haunting, guys. Catalyst of the Protector just being picked up by Link, meanwhile, in that mid lane. He's the only shining light, and that's only because Reginald's kind of been disappearing off to help pick up those kills and assists, and now he's going to be driving on towards that turret. The big difference here, I feel, is the fact that there isn't a great deal of AP damage coming out from TSM. Maybe CLG can tank the armor away from this.
I mean, Dyrus is going to be doing good percentage damage. Hopefully, he'll upgrade that Haunting Guise into a Leandry's, and then that can take everybody down since it does max health damage. Ooh, nice counter there by Xpecial.
Brilliant, and the ultimate completely missing out, but here comes Hotshot GG, has teleported in there, and you can see, like, Wild Turtle, he knows he's got the Lantern to click to try and get away from this one, taking his time to go for it, and here comes Jouster. Is it the right time? Yes, the Cataclysm lands. Beautifully played there, and it's Doublelift that picks up 1 and 2, and it's a beautiful double kill for Doublelift.
Jouster catches both of them in the Cataclysm right there. A little bit of a misstep walking right next to each other after Wild Turtle just used his flash, but that's great news for CLG. They're going to also push on this turret and try and take it despite Reggie's best efforts.
So they are going to drive forward though in this mid lane, and look at this. I don't think Link can do a great deal about this one. The Odd One's got aggressive 3-talent strike, flashes in there, Equalizer comes out, the Shockwave misses, and Dyrus goes in to finish the job, and that was a great kill by that pair, and that is also going to be the mid lane turret.
Yeah, they also made Link look a little silly right there. That Shockwave might be on the blooper reel.
Yeah, it's not always good, and the thing with the Shockwave is, because it was so heavily played during the Season 2 finals, that everybody learned when it's going to happen.
Yeah. Great play right there. Regardless, though, they actually trade middle for bottom. So even though Wild Turtle and Xpecial did get caught out, they were able to answer back, getting Link and the middle turret. TSM still with a very nice lead here. They need to keep up this aggression because their team comp really shines in the early stages.
We do see Xpecial going around. He's warding out the bushes there. Wild Turtle switch to the top. Reginald going aggressive and taking down Hotshot GG beyond the tower. Afromu is going to come in, but I don't think he can catch on or do anything to Reginald. So Reginald just went so deep and aggressive, as he has been known for in the past, and that's building up his gold. He's got an 800 gold lead over Link, despite the fact he was behind in CS. He's regained all of that, and you can see it's just a 4 CS difference between the two.
Yeah, good job by him. He used his Bilgewater Cutlass too. Like I said before, if you put the death mark on, any additional damage from items or spells from Zed is going to double up right there. And now we have CLG pushing on this mid turret. It's probably going to go down really weak already, but Dyrus comes to save the day.
They're collapsing on this one. TSM were moving in for this one. The Odd One tries to keep the poke on there. Here comes Xpecial round the side. Will he land the hook on towards anyone? Is he even going to try? No, just forces them away from the turret, holds it off. Not for much longer, but Wild Turtle's getting all his free farm at the top lane. And it does mean that Doublelift, he's been left solo against Reginald.
Yeah, and they're going to have 5 members of CLG come to finish off this turret. It could be dangerous if TSM wants to stick around because they only have 3. Wild Turtle still top. He's going to be pushing.
Yeah, they're going to lose this turret. I don't think there's anything they can do about it. Hotshot finally finishes off the job, but they are leaving Wild Turtle alone a little bit too long here. Maybe as Draven, Bloodthirster will be ready. You can see Bloodthirster's already been built up by Doublelift. Those double kills he got really have helped him so dramatically after that start lead that Wild Turtle had managed to build up against him. What else are we seeing across the board? Obviously the Bilgewater Cutlass is picked up. He's going to go for the blade of the Rune King. Anything else that's really standing out between these teams?
I'm just happy that Dyrus built a little defense on Rumble. I've seen so many Rumbles build all offense and then just get blown up. Like when Link flashes in to try and land a harpoon, you're a melee and you can't get that close without building any defense. So he can turn that Giant's Belt also into Riley's Crystal Scepter, which will work really well with his Leandry's that he'll eventually get. Nice beginning builds there for Rumble, and I like, especially here, along with the Odd One and Dyrus, just waiting, using Reggie as bait.
But there is going to be 4 members down here of Counter Logic Gaming. They're all coming along through the jungle. It's going to be a straight up 4v4. They will see it. Yeah, they pinged it, and they're aware of it, and immediately TSM do back away from the fight.
Yep.
It could be a Warmox as well, actually. He's got that regrowth pendant. Maybe we'll see what Dyrus goes towards. Wild Turtle going back up towards the top against Hotshot. Let's see if he goes aggressive up here. He may well do. But no, Hotshot is going to back away and put a ward down, I guess. Maybe just be a little bit more defensive.
It was actually pretty good that TSM backed off right there for CLG because Hotshot's teleport wasn't up. Hotshot was doing his Hotshot style where he's split pushing, but his teleport wasn't actually ready. A lot of times you can actually bluff that your summoner spells are up, because a lot of the North American teams not quite as good as the Koreans at timing all of those summoner spells, so they're not quite sure when it's going to be back up or not. And if you're a hotshot, you just pretty much always split push, so you're always showing the exact same
Reginald's
hand.
pinged this one, but as you can see, Link's already picked it up. There came the ultimate from Wild Turtle to try and get the steal, spinning past down the map there, and Reginald is continuing to track Link here. He may well go aggressive. You can see pulls the wolves there. That's going to be Wild Turtle. Reginald didn't manage to pick anyone up, and the farming continues. So 8-4 currently the kill score, and well, you can see that gold lead has not really closed much more. It's still remained at 4,000. 3-2 in turrets, 2 Team Solo mid after a fantastic start, but CLG have definitely clawed the way back into this one nicely.
Yeah, and they also have Link rushing the Rod of Ages, so at 25 minutes or so, it's going to be fully stacked. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that to get quite as powerful as you need. It looks like Hotshot probably working on that arm guard, going to go for a Zanya's maybe, trying to try and get a little bit more tanky since he was dove so much early. He really is very squishy.
So we could well see whether CLG, are they going to fight for this? I'd be amazed if they do. They generally don't go near it. And it does look like it's going to be Team Solo Mid that pick up themselves another dragon. That stretches that gold lead to 5.5k as well. And Reginald going aggressive on Link here. Can he dive into it? He's going for the ultimate. Puts the death mark down, and then the shockwave comes out as well as the exhaust. Reggie might be able to finish it. The equalizer comes down. Link has to flash away from this one. Reggie has got the gap closer. Hasn't got flash available just yet, but instead he is going to be forced to back away, and that means TSM are going to push it towards the mid turret.
Yep, Special did miss one hook right there, but he still was able to force Choster's flash, bringing him back with the flay, so it wasn't too bad. Double Lift finished up farming bottom, and now he's going to come middle. His Bloodthirster right now is fully charged, so he's ready to fight.
He's ready for action. Reginald going back towards the top. That play of the Rune King he built pretty early on as well, and he's really keeping up that CS farm, continuing to push. And TSM are actually exchanging really who gets all the farm. Aframu picking up a couple of CS set from Hotshot GG. I'm not sure if that was planned or not, but the shield popped and that's what he got.
Yep, that's going to do pretty good work, actually. The supports now, getting money is not ever a bad thing for anyone on your team. You can spread it around. You can see the Ace of the Legion actually completed on Xinsao, so maybe they'll have Aframu pick up a different aura item. You usually want to have at least 2. It just helps out in the team fight so much, and that's a huge item to be completed now that everyone is grouping up. Great stage in the game for that as CLG head for top.
They've pinged it. They're going straight bottom. They're going to rush down. So CLG are going to go straight towards that top turret. You can see they're all backing away. They've realized it, but they're going to be too late. That inner turret is going to go down. TSM are going to get on it way quicker than they come back. They're all going to rush back down there. They've got a wave of minions with them as well, so that's going to be a turret gained by Team Solo Mid just through great positioning.
So they don't have any home guard boots yet. It's so early in the game that there's only 2 people with even level 2 boots upgraded on CLG right now, and Double Lift stayed to split push a little bit long up there in top, so this is 4 and 5.
The hook just missing out there. They're all very close for that shockwave. They're going aggressive though. There's the shockwave. Doesn't matter. The damage is already done. Reginald goes in. Wild Turtle picks up 1. Wild Turtle picks up 2. You can see that's another kill. Requiem will do nothing, and Team Solo Mid step off to the side. It's a 4-for-0 exchange for Team Solo Mid in the base. They're going to be the true shot barrage from Double Lift. Can he do anything? Wild Turtle wants a piece of him just off the bottom of the screen. He's keeping him at bay, and Double Lift can't fight this one. And there is the inhibitor turret going down, and the inhibitor at 18.5 minutes.
This new aggressive TSM not giving CLG any room to breathe. Like I said, Double Lift stayed to push that the last wave top, so he was not even there for that fight. They didn't expect this out of TSM. They're not usually ones to dive an inhibitor turret at 18 minutes, so definitely catching CLG off guard, showing some new plays here from TSM. Maybe with the influx of a new AD carry, they're pulling out some new plays.
Well, it may be the new thing that's required, kind of like a new manager coming into a team, and everybody's got a perk, and they all want to go for it, but CLG maybe going to try and counter this and go for a very quick Baron. Can they get on towards this? 19 minutes in, but TSM, they're already back. They've already been back to buy, and they're coming back to fight.
There's a ward in there, so they know, and I love the timing from that last fight too, because like I said, they just finished that Aegis of the Legion. Helps out so much with dives. You can see right now, CLG can't burst it down.
Reginald thought about going for that one. Pink ward was thrown out by the odd one, but they didn't bother pursuing. They're still continuing though. They're going to go towards that top inner turret.
I just love this new face of TSM. They picked all very aggressive champions. I was saying at the beginning, those are lane-winning champions, and they've continued to just steamroll their advantage.
They are going to steamroll through because Wild Turtle, now with that Phantom Dancer, dodges out of the True Shot barrage. He's going to have plenty of speed to take down this turret, working it hard. CLG going to come out, try and force him away as that wave clear does go down. And TSM forced to wait just another wave, but I don't think there's a great deal that CLG are going to be able to do about this one. Bottom wave, that's going to push itself down. It's starting to stack up pretty hugely there, and you can see TSM just going to get another couple of hits on the turret. Slowly but surely, they're grinding it down.
Yeah. With the middle inhibitor down, that actually gives side lane creeps 100 extra HP. So that's going to help them shove this top as well as just passively shove that bottom lane. If they just wait long enough, then they're going to get small advantage. Reggie going deep here.
Super minions coming through the mid lane. Reginald trying to catch out around the side, and he's gone aggressive. He's dived in his Afro move. The Deathmark's been used on him. That shield will get popped. He's going to go down from this one, and Reggie picks up another one. He's 4-0-3 now on Zed.
Reggie really making a case for the MVP right here. He's been roaming all game, early game, got them that lead in top, and he didn't give up too much CS in the middle, was able to defend his middle turret for long enough for them to last through the mid game. Now they're again on the second inhibitor turret as Reggie pushes down middle.
He's forcing those super minions to come along. The bottom turret now has got a huge stack on it from the inner turret. Let's see whether TSM are going to rotate round and go for that one and keep the pressure on towards this inhibitor. No, they're not. They're going to go and steal away the blue buff. They could also turn to Baron here.
Yeah, and Reggie going to go, looks like he wants to put some more damage on the bottom outer turret over here, while the rest of TSM are taking that blue buff that you're talking about. And Oracle's all ready for X Special, means that they can continue to clear out the Baron vision and force CLG into a bad spot. You can see here they're already worried about it, so they're sneaking over there.
They're sneaking, they're going aggressive on X Special. I don't think they realize the rest of TSM are here, but Reggie's away from this one. The ultimate comes out from X Special, and that just completely boxes off CLG. They can't chase this one down. Wild Turtle is off in the tri-push at the side, but Reggie's sneaking in the back door.
Oh, they really did a great job of kiting right there. The slows from X Special and Dyrus doing a lot of work. Now CLG are being forced back. They can't recall.
They can't recall because you can see Dyrus is keeping the harpoons back on towards Hotshot. They're desperately coming around for this one. And look at Reggie, he's just beaten down the Nexus turrets while the rest of the team, the equalizer comes out from Dyrus. And now finally CLG get back in position, but already half their hit points down. And now they're losing another inhibitor. Team Solo Mid are just maneuvering them around here. Dyrus gets caught out by the Cataclysm. Is there going to be enough damage? No, because he grabs the lantern. X Special says, see ya, I'm out of here.
Wild Turtle's on the front lines right now, just fending off the entirety of CLG. This turret only got one more hit left. TSM are just crushing this.
Reggie died to the turret there, and amongst that crazy action, they are going to take the inhibitor turret down. I don't think they're going to go for the inhibitor. They get called back. Wild Turtle wanted to stay around, playing with a grin on his face still. Look at that. He is loving his debut against Counter Logic Gaming on TSM here, and CLG are being pushed and maneuvered by TSM all around the map. Again, they're going to try and come out. They want to try and force this Baron. They're stopping TSM going back again.
Yeah, so they want to at least put the threat of it there so that they can keep TSM around. Baron does so much damage right now, though. It's going to be very dangerous for CLG. This is a desperation play. They could get caught out right here. Wild Turtle's still there.
Well, they know that Dyrus' equalizer is down, so they realize they don't have to worry about that. Reggie was killed. He's going to start heading back in there. Hotshot's taken low already, and the flame spitter from Dyrus just poking on towards the back of Hotshot's coat there, and he's just tugging away. The Baron down to half health. They've committed for this one, and this is going to be a massacre for Team Solo Mid. There goes the odd one, picks up a double, but that's going to be another pickup. Hotshot will pick up a kill with that Requiem. The Baron does go down. It was Chowster that got it, but Reginald comes in. Wild Turtle gets a double kill, and they're going to turn and take the game.
Oh, the funniest part of that, I thought Chaucer was going to repeat his mistake of last week where he just left the Baron pit and then the other team stole it, but he flashed back in over to steal the Baron. CLG at least gets the Baron kill, but they've been aced, and
there is the surrender. So that is, ladies and gentlemen, a 23-minute, 40-second win for Team Solo Mid over Counter Logic Gaming. A great debut for Wild Turtle.